And you're a great aspect of the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. This is kind of difficult, as you know, 2012. It's a long time to serve our community of Riverbank. But when I relocated to California, I never thought I would be involved in politics. To the Riverbank community, thank you for allowing me to serve for 12 years. Thank you to the city manager and the admin staff that made learning my role as a city council member and vice mayor easier. You provided detailed agendas and staff reports, allowing me to make informed decisions. Thank you to Parks and Recreation for creating new programs that I enjoy participating in and keeping our residents excited about our programs and city. Thank you to the Finance Department that took us from being below our budget reserve line to where we are now, which is very healthy. Thank you to our Public Works Department for making sure that we have water when we turn on the faucet. Thank you to the Planning Department for moving our city forward to where we are now, still in a growing and expanding era. All of these milestones could not have been possible without a mayor and council that loves our city as much as I do. I thank the mayor, the current and past council members for being on this journey with me. Thank you to my family and friends for all of your encouragement and support. I'm truly blessed to have you by my side and also in my life at all times. I will continue to serve the city of Riverbank in many different projects, the Riverbank Chamber of Commerce, and through Nonprofit of the Year for 2024 Central Valley Community Resources. And I truly thank everyone. Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you. I'm gonna read it. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And then those are for you, but it's a lot to carry.
Okay, give to Darlene.
Do you want to give?
Recognition of, well, me.
Vice Mayor Uribe and Mayor O'Brien, if you can join at the mic.
Testing. There we go. Okay, so Mayor O'Brien. So I am actually honored to recognize you. You have so many achievements. My very first interaction was during the decision to allow cannabis dispensaries in the city of Riverbank back in 2018. And Mayor O'Brien has consistently demonstrated exceptional leadership. He's been teaching me and council invaluable skills, problem solving, and just thorough research. One of his significant accomplishments is renegotiating the county's tax sharing agreement, changing the split from a 70-30 to a 50-50. And that's pretty massive. So this resulted in Riverbank benefiting $385,000 in property tax revenue from 22 to 2023. And we're projected. It gets better. And we're projected 419,000 for 23 to 24. So this additional revenue is going to support essential services, right? Police, parks, admin. And I think this is a funding opportunity for our low income housing citywide. So thank you for championing that and getting us the funding that we need. Mayor O'Brien has initiated strategic planning by the city council, which is providing a clear roadmap for the city's development. His dedication, his vision have truly transformed our community. His legacy is going to continue to benefit Riverbank for years to come. Mayor Bryan's vision and leadership have also brought us together year after year for the Memorial Day celebration, honoring those brave men and women who have served our country. His heartfelt stories that he draws from his own experiences. Give me 1 second. It's good to take a moment.
Reflection.
It is. And this is the kind of reflection that we were doing for 6 years during these ceremonies. So I'll end with this. So through his dedication, Mayor Bryan has ensured that those legacies continue. And I'm happy to announce that we're going to continue this tradition together. You've shown heart, never ego. You've always been passionate. I look up to you for it. Thank you. And on behalf of the city, so I want to present to you, obviously you deserve way more. So to Mayor Richard D. O'Brien, council member from December 13, 2010 to December 10th, 2012, and then mayor from December 10th, 2012 to December 10th, 2024. In appreciation of your dedication to the growth and prosperity of the city of Riverbank and its residents. Congratulations.
Maybe try.
You want them to say something first, or you want to go first?
Oh, yeah, they can do that. And Darlene, you can roast me too.
Mayor Bryan, you were one of the first people I approached when I decided to run for council. And like the past 4 years, I have leaned on your experience and your history and your knowledge, and I have all the respect for you. So I appreciate you.
I'm sure.
Mayor, for me, growing up here in Riverbank, seeing the compassion that you truly have for the city, you taught me to want to get involved in the city. I'm learning as I go, but you are a great example. Thank you.
Richard, I just want to say it's been a long journey together. Richard, it's been a long journey together. I just want to say thank you. It's not on? Okay. One of the funniest moments that I remember was when we were in a parade and we had to walk. And instead of you walking, you ran. And I'm like, I can't keep up with this guy. But anyway, it's been
carried the
fun.
flag that day.
Yes, we did. But
Carried the-
yes, but we've been in the rain, we've been in cold weather and the heat, everything. So I just want to say thank you for everything.
I'm gonna
Okay.
be seating on the floor.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a chance to say a couple of words for Councilmember Barber-Martinez, but I want to take this moment to express my sincere gratitude for your hard work and dedication to our community, your commitment to helping those in our most vulnerable populations, and I'm thankful for your leadership and advocacy. It's evident that you care deeply about the well-being of our residents. Your efforts do not go unnoticed. Thank you for always listening, engaging with constituents, and striving to make our community a better place. Please know that your work is truly appreciated, and I look forward to supporting you in your continued efforts. And Mayor O'Brien, on behalf of myself and our Riverbank employees, we extend our deepest gratitude for your dedicated leadership and service over the past 14 years. Your vision, tireless efforts, and unwavering commitment to our city have made a lasting impact on all of us. Throughout your tenure, you have navigated challenges with grace, prioritized the needs of our citizens, and worked relentlessly to ensure the betterment of our community. Your legacy will be remembered in the growth, the development, and the unity that we now enjoy. As you move on to new endeavors, please know that your hard work has left an indelible mark. We will continue to build upon the foundation that you have laid. We wish you all the best in your future pursuits, and thank you once again for your exceptional service to the city of Riverbank.
Well, thank you. Sometimes it's hard to follow things like that. A couple of weeks ago, I put something on Facebook. Most of you, I know I don't have many followers, so didn't read it. In case you don't follow me like I don't follow me, I'm going to read some of it again. For the past 14 years, the residents of Riverbank allergies. They have trusted and bestowed upon me the honor and the privilege of serving. I'm equally as proud of my accomplishments as mayor as I am for the accomplishments I did in the United States Navy. I truly thank the residents of Riverbank for your support, comments, and critical reviews. Our conversations at Meet the Mayors, in stores, on the streets, and many of you who brought me into your homes for discussions on various occasions, some of the conversations we had were very exhilarating and informal and informational. After 14 years, I have greatly appreciated the unsung heroes, the City of Riverbank employees. As mayor, I've had the three of the best city managers anyone could possibly have. Jill Anderson, Sean Scully, and you, Marcella. They have helped me understand my roles, boundaries, and responsibilities. The staff of Riverbank are superb. I want to mention Kathleen Cleek. Don't do that. She has found money to do superb projects. And outside the city of Riverbank, when people are critical of what other cities are doing, the comments are usually, look what Riverbank is doing, look what Kathleen's doing. The Public Works under Michael Rydell and now Cody Bridgewater continue their excellence in municipal services as they navigate the new and sometimes overbearing regulations and stringent state requirements. There's a chance to be proactive in the future and get ahead of the state's requirements and the state possible takeover of all water. I hope it comes to fruition. These last 12 years have been a boom for Riverbank through the planning department and the planning commissioners under the guidance of Donna Kinney and now Josh Mann. I'd like to thank you for doing your job so well. Well, I've mentioned everybody that I would, while I should mention everybody, it'd be too much. I walked around today and said some emotional goodbyes, but I have to mention Norma Torres. She helped me tremendously, putting my thoughts that I had on paper, rearranging them and making them come out sounding well. The first time my wife met Norma, we were doing the state of the city. And Norma said, you can't say that, Mayor, or you shouldn't say it that way. So Christy goes to Norma, you got it. And so she left. When I started as mayor, we had a very divisive council and very contentious. We matured and became the most cohesive and productive council in this region. I want to thank you all for the past and present councils. Finally, I want to thank my wife for her support, encouragement, and being my sounding board. She has helped me in my thought process and has been instrumental in many of the decisions. Thank you, hon. While this election was close, we're all working for the better Riverbank. There's no division. There's only a difference in approach. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I'll just quickly say at least I didn't cry as much as I did during my wedding, so that'd be kind of awkward to have that discussion with the wife later. Okay, so moving on to special business 10.1. 1 second, sir. Yes, sir, 1 second. If you let us get through this one, sir. Thank you. So 10.1, administration of the oath of office. Sorry. Yeah, so administration of the oath of office, presentation of certificates of election to each elected officer, and reorganization of the city council. Gabby?
Rossi, if you can come up, please. Sorry. There, go ahead. Yeah. Sure. You guys can stand if you'd like. If I can have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will
and that I will
well and faithfully
well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations. Councilmember Call. If I can have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will
and that I will
well and faithfully
well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations. You want to take your seat. Mayor Hernandez. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. Good. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and the
California
Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will
and that I will,
well and faithfully
well and faithfully,
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to
upon
enter.
which I am about to enter.
Congratulations. We're gonna take a break.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so at this time, we're going to take a brief recess for refreshments and reorganization of the city council. Thank you.
Okay, so I am calling this meeting back to order. Can we get roll call, please?
Councilmember Fosse,
Here.
Councilmember Pimentel,
Here.
Councilmember Call,
Here.
Vice Mayor Uribe,
Here.
Mayor Hernandez.
Here. Para traducción en español en vivo, pueden escanear el código localizado en la última página de la agenda o en la mesa atrás en la entrada. So conflict of interest, item 12, any council authority member or staff who has direct conflict of interest on any scheduled agenda item to be considered is to declare their conflict at this time. Okay. I do have to be right up to it. Okay. So seeing none, item 13, public comments. At this time, members of the public may comment on any item not appearing on the agenda and within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council LRA Board. Individual comments will be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes, and time cannot be yielded to another person. Under state law, matters presented during public comment cannot be discussed or acted upon. So we, due to the capacity here, we're not going to have any Zoom comments available. But if there are in-person comments, please fill out a comment card located at the entry and return it to our city clerk here. So is there anyone wishing to comment?
Mayor, we did not receive any public comments.
All right. So item 14, presentations. We have the Astro Foundation here rescuing animals and supporting the community.
Hello, hello. Okay, thank you. I'm Jadine Vicente. I'm the founder and president of the Astro Foundation Pet Rescue based in Oakdale, California. This is Lynette Fletcher. She's our treasurer, one of our board members with Oak Valley Community Bank. For those of you who are not familiar with Astro Foundation, we incorporated in 2012. We've been rescuing animals since 2014. We service the same jurisdiction that's serviced by the City of Oakdale Animal Shelter. So that includes the cities of Oakdale, Riverbank, and Escalon. And so we've been rescuing animals from Riverbank for about 10 years now. So we just wanted to introduce ourselves and tell you a little bit about some of our ongoing projects and things that we do. Astro actually stands for Animal Shelter to Riverbank and Oakdale Foundation. We provide care for animals that come from the shelter or are just found stray in the community until we can find permanent homes for them. We have a small adoption center in downtown Oakdale, but a lot of our animals live in foster care until we can find permanent placement for them. We've rescued about 10,000 animals over the last 10 years. Approximately 1,000 animals a year we save. And about 40% of those do come from the city of Riverbank. So you could actually see us every Sunday down at the Petco store in Riverbank doing adoption events. And if you go into that Petco store anytime during store hours and you look at the cats in the condos, those are all Astro Foundation cats that have been rescued and made available for adoption. Here, maybe Oh, is it working? There we go. Okay, so we are a 501c3 nonprofit rescue. Oh, wrong direction. Okay. There we go. This is our board of directors. There are 4 of us now. I'm the president. Anita Morphew of Mosque Credit Union is our vice president. Lynette Fletcher here of Oak Valley Community Bank is our treasurer. And Tracy Miller is a retired school superintendent. She is our secretary. We have an adoption center at 157 North 5th Avenue in Oakdale. It's open to the public Wednesday through Sunday. And it houses about 40 cats round the clock, give or take, and 4 or 5 dogs when we can make space for them. It's very small. It's only a little over 1,000 square feet. But we got started with it in 2021. Prior to that, we were running this rescue out of my garage. So although it is small, it is better than my garage. So I was very happy to have it. We do provide veterinary care for the animals that come into our umbrella, including spay neuter, vaccinations, microchipping, and for those that have special needs in terms of surgery or other special needs, we do try to accommodate those animals if they're adoptable as well. Our center is designed with shelter medicine best practices in place, and it's in order to be like a happy, healthy, stress-free place for our rescue animals. And these are just some pictures of the inside. If you haven't been down there, I encourage you to come and visit us. It's pretty cool. Have any of you been down there to our little adoption center? Louise, yay. So the reason we started was because the City of Oakdale Animal Shelter was actually built over 60 years ago to service a population of 5,000 people, and it now serves a population of over 60,000 people. And as we know, that population is growing. It's only 800 square feet, and they absolutely just do not have the space to handle the amount of animals that come in. So we started Astro to help subsidize that effort and be able to rescue more animals, because in the past, so many adoptable cats and dogs were being euthanized for no other reason than just lack of space. What we do, we save the lives of animals with treatable illnesses who might otherwise face euthanasia in the city shelter. And we find loving homes for them through adoption events, the Petco store, our adoption center, and we advertise them online as well. We provide a welcoming space for local animal lovers to come and volunteer. We actually have over 50 volunteers that come down and work with us at our adoption center and help care for the animals. We try to educate the public on responsible pet ownership, including the importance of spay and neuter, vaccination, microchip registration, and more. Some of our current projects are a community cat trap neuter release project. That's a whole other topic. I could do a whole different presentation on that, but we're hoping to do more trap neuter release of feral cats in the community to stop the unadulterated reproduction and sort of get a handle on that. We are hoping, we're very close to receiving a grant from Best Friends for that specific purpose. So we'll keep you posted on that. We hope to do some work in the Riverbank area as well. We just recently got a grant to do a food pantry, which provides free pet food to folks who cannot afford to purchase pet food, in the effort to try to help them keep their pets in their home and not relinquish their pets. That's one of the reasons that people relinquish pets, is either they have to move, they can't take their pet with them, or they just simply cannot afford to feed the pet. So food pantry is one of our new projects. And we're actually looking at relocating our adoption center to a larger building that would allow more space for dogs, so we could rescue more dogs, and also would allow us to have an on-site surgery suite that would enable veterinarians who wanted to volunteer their time to come in and do free spay neuter for us occasionally, which would ultimately help us save more pets and also save us some money. So we have 3 full-time employees and over 50 volunteers at any given time. Oh, I'm having a hard time. We do work with other local nonprofits like the Oakdale Shelter Pet Alliance and Cat Network of Stanislaus County to try to find synergies wherever that is possible. We don't receive any government funding. We are completely funded by private donations from the community, corporate sponsorships, which is something new we're going to be starting, the occasional grant, and our Astro Thrift and Gift Shop. We do have a little nonprofit thrift and gift shop in downtown Oakdale. Everything that we sell in there is donated by the community, and that helps us to raise a lot of money to keep it going. And this just, if you haven't been to our little thrift and gift shop, it's right across from the Riata and the House of Beef. And there's some pretty cool things in there. Have you been there? You're smiling. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for shopping. So the thrift and gift shop, the building is owned by the city of Oakdale, and they actually let us use that building for $1 a year. And that's how they help us provide these services. One way they help us provide these services. We actually get some pretty nice things in there. We're pretty selective about what we take because again, it's only about 1,000 square feet, so can only take so many things. But all the goods that we sell are donated from the community. So the community has been very generous. This says the thrift shop is one of our primary sources of income for the Astro Foundation. So this just talks about our operational expenses. In 2023, we were around $425,000 a year to operate. Now it's over $500,000 a year. So imagine the cost of labor, insurance, veterinary care, food, medicine, vaccines. We take advantage of every grant we can, every donation we can, every discount that we can, but the costs are still extraordinary to rescue animals. We, in 2023, administered over 800 microchips and 2,000 vaccinations to our rescue pets. We started experimenting with some free public microchips, and we would like to do a little bit more of that to help people get their chips, their pets microchipped, and in an effort to, again, get any stray pets back to the homes where they belong so they don't end up in the shelter. Let's see, spayed and neutered over 541 cats and dogs, 2023, and placed over 741 unwanted abandoned animals in loving homes. Some of the animals we don't place, we actually have relationships with other nonprofit humane societies. And sometimes if we don't have space for them, we'll transfer them. We'll transport them to some of these other humane societies, anything to keep them out of the shelter and keep them from being euthanized.
Jadine, just real quick.
Yeah.
You say you're projecting over 500,000 expenses for 2024.
2025.
Just out of curiosity, what's the number one expense?
Labor.
Labor.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
labor and insurance. Yeah. So this just talks about ways that people can help. We always need people to volunteer either at our thrift shop or in our adoption center, helping care for pets, clean pet cages. People can foster animals. That's one way to help. Foster a dog, foster a kitten or a cat, or kittens, plural. Adopt. We always need people to adopt. So come to any of our adoption events down at the Pet Coaster in Riverbank, our adoption center, and shop or donate at our little thrift shop. These are ways that anybody can get involved and help. Other ways, we have a Paw It Forward, which is our monthly recurring giving club. Folks can sign up on our website to donate a recurring amount every month. That really helps us a lot. Even if it's just $5 a month, $10 a month, every little bit helps. People can leave a tribute gift through their trust or their will. People can sponsor a pet. Oftentimes we'll do that if we have a pet with a broken leg or who needs some other kind of special veterinary service. We will put a plea out through our e-blast or social media to ask folks to sponsor that pet. And we usually, a lot of folks will generously stand up and donate that way. And then corporate sponsorships, which are something new that we're just rolling out. And this just talks a little bit about what that might look like. There are different levels, from $1,000 a year to $10,000 a year plus. And there will be benefits involved in terms of advertising, public media promotion through our social media, and just different ways that we would recognize our different levels of sponsors. So one of our goals in coming here tonight was to tell you a little bit about us and ask the City of Riverbank if you would consider a corporate sponsorship for the Astro Foundation for 2025 and help us keep doing the great work that we do for your community. That's it. Any questions for me? No? Thank
Any
you.
questions or comments from the council?
No, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Noted on your ask. Thank you for the information. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the consent calendar. Item 15.1, approval of interim appointment of Stanislaus Council of Governments Policy Board Representatives. 15.2, resolution authorizing the amendment of the City of Riverbank compensation plan to reflect the new salary range for the Parks and Facility maintenance supervisor position from range 123 to 132. And item 15.3, resolution approving the neighborhood improvement water conservation officer 1-2 part-time job classification. And amending the City of Riverbank compensation plan for part-time, temporary, seasonal positions to reflect the position title of Neighborhood Improvement Water Conservation Officer 1 and 2. Are there any council comments or questions on any of the items? Anything that needs to be pulled for further discussion or separate vote?
So I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar as stated.
I'll second.
Can we have a roll call?
Councilmember Fosse,
Yes.
Councilmember Pimentel,
Yes.
Councilmember Call,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Uribe,
Yes.
Mayor Hernandez.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Public hearing. So item 16.1, resolution accepting the fiscal year 23-24 annual AB 1600 report of system development fee activity.
Mayor and Council, your Assistant City Manager, Tammy Alcantor, will provide a staff report on this item.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Welcome all. So tonight, as stated, I am here to present our fiscal year 23-24 AB 1600 report on system development fees. So what is AB 1600? It set forth specific requirements as how to allow local government imposed, collected, and reported various aspects of their system development fee program. It was codified by section 66001 of the California Government Code and was effective January 1st of 1987. Riverbank System Development Fee Program has been in effect since 1967, codified in the Riverbank Municipal Code under 150.31B. So system development fees define charges levied by local government agencies on new developments. The purpose of these fees is to offset the cost of constructing or expanding public infrastructure and necessary facilities due to the increased demand created by these developments. SDFs help ensure that local resources such as roads, water systems, parks, and emergency services can meet the needs of the growing communities. The following information must be made available to the public within 180 days after the last day of the fiscal year, which for a city, the last day of a fiscal year is June 30th. It needs to provide the description of the type of fee in the account or fund, the amount of the fee, the beginning and ending balance of the account or fund, the amount of the fees collected, and the interest earned. It must identify an identification of each public improvement on which fees were expended, identification of an approximate date by which the construction of the public improvement will commence, and description of any interfund transfers or loans, including interest and repayment details, the amount of refunds made during the fiscal year. So we have several different system development fee funds. Some of them are no longer in being collected. They are inactive funds. So those are no longer collecting revenue. Expenditures made are included within the capital improvement plan. And those current fund balances as of June 30th of 2024, we have a bridge and roads fund with $37,859, an overpass fund of $202,956, and a railroad crossing fund of $399. Our active funds that are actively collecting revenue from new development and expenditures are made pursuant to the city's Nexus fee study as of January 29th of 2015. For June 24, the balance for our streets, public works, and traffic fund was $3,470,000 and $396. The water fund has $1,688,404, and the wastewater fund has $267,214. Our storm drainage fund has $2,119,904. Parks and Recreation Fund has $1,077,762, and the Police and General Fund has $801,911. So our project highlights from 23-24 was our Oakdale Road MID to Canal Northernly Limits. We are still working on this project, working through the design phase and all needed access. We spent in 23-24 $370,769. We still have a remaining budget of 1.2 million. And then our test well 13, has been completed, and we spent 235,000 of the with a remaining budget left of 163,000. So we were able to get that done under budget. So tonight, it's recommended that the City Council adopt a resolution accepting the fiscal year 23-24 annual AB 1600 report of system development fee activity.
Thank you. Are there any council comments or questions?
I'm just curious why the wastewater funds are so much lower than the water and other funds. They're like in the millions, but that one was only a couple $100,000.
I think because a lot of our infrastructure, the developers are putting it in, so we're not necessarily collecting some of that. So a lot of that is being done by the developers, where we're not collecting all of those revenues.
Anyone else? Can you expand on the Nexus fee study that was done in 2015?
Yes, so in order for the city to charge these fees, they have to go through a nexus study that identifies potential upcoming improvements that would be needed with any kind of growth. And so that nexus study took a capital improvement program and identified needs when there's growth in the city, and then they tie the expenditures of those needs to the fees, so that they can develop what it might cost for a single family, what's the impact of a single family home, or what's the cost of a business or an industrial development. And that fee is done, or excuse me, that study is typically done by an outside consultant who takes all of those factors into consideration and assists the city in establishing the fees.
So I think I'm under the impression that there's no time limit for when the study has to be done again.
No, that's not true necessarily. We do need to do a study every 8 years. So we are due to do our study right now.
Do we have a timeline for that?
We do not right now.
Okay, that would be great to discuss at the
Of
next
course,
meeting.
yes.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you. Motion from anybody?
I make a motion that we.
Mayor
approve-
Hernandez, it's a public hearing.
Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you. So it is a public hearing, so I'm going to open it up to the public if there's any comments on this item.
We did not receive any comments.
All right, seeing none, I will close the public hearing. And now any motion to be considered.
I make a motion that we go ahead and approve the annual report.
And I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Fosse,
Yes.
Councilmember Pimentel,
Yes.
Councilmember Call, Vice Mayor Uribe,
Yes.
Mayor Hernandez,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
Item 16.2, resolution ratifying the adoption of development impact fees established by Stanislaus Consolidated Fire Protection District, a continuation of the public hearing to a date certain of February 11th, 2024. 5.
Mayor and council, this item had originally been published in our newspapers as a public hearing for tonight. Unfortunately, we were unable to proceed with that due to some additional information that we're currently working on in conjunction with Stanislaus Consolidated Fire Protection District. So we are requesting that because it was public notice, that we do open the public hearing in the event that there's any public comment. Then we would would close that public hearing and we would ask that the council motion that the item be continued to a date certain of February 11th, 2025.
Are there any council comments or questions as of now? And we are going to open up for a public hearing on this item.
We did not receive any comments on this
Okay,
item.
we'll close this public hearing. And is there a motion to approve the continuance of the item?
So I'll make a motion to continue item 16.2 to February 11th, 2025.
I'll second.
We have roll call?
Councilmember Fosse,
Yes.
Councilmember Pimentel,
Yes.
Councilmember Call,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Uribe,
Yes.
Mayor Hernandez.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 to continue this item.
New business, item 17.1, resolution to award a contract for banking and merchant services and authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with JP Chase.
So Assistant City Manager Tammy Alcantar will provide the report on this item.
Good evening again. So as stated on the agenda tonight is staff is making a recommendation to the council based on a request for proposals that we received and were evaluated. So I'll give you a little bit of background. Our current bank, the city has relied on West America Bank for years despite logistical challenges from branch closure. So there was previously a branch here in Riverbank. That branch was closed a few years ago. And so now the branch that we need to go to is in Modesto. The impact of the branch closure, the local branch closure required staff to travel to Modesto for in-person transactions, which could sometimes take an hour to an hour and a half per trip. This caused efficiency challenges. Armored services are manage daily deposits, but travel impacts overall time. Recommendation for change. Transitioning to a local banking partner will provide time management and calibration. So the purpose of our request for proposal was to obviously evaluate what our options are. So the purpose tonight is to authorize the award of the contract for banking and merchant services. And staff is recommending JP Chase as the most cost-effective and advanced provider. And our objective was to unify banking and merchant services for efficiency. So today, we're asking for your approval awarding the banking and merchant services contract to JP Chase. And the purpose is clear: to ensure the city's benefits from a partner offering unmatched cost effectiveness and technology sophistication. And this recommendation aligns seamlessly with the goals of our operations. So we issued an RFP in August of 2024 for banking and merchant services. We received 4 proposals, including JP Chase. The other 3 were West America Bank, Oak Valley Community Bank, and F&M Bank. The evaluation, there was an extensive review of technology, fees, and earning potentials, and JP Chase demonstrated superior offerings for the cost effectiveness. We did ensure transparency and effectiveness. We asked for a scope of banking and merchant services with compliance requirements, a 5-year term with 2-year extension options. The bank needed to be FDIC insured within 7 miles of City Hall. And the objective was to minimize our cost, enhance efficiency, and maximize earnings. So we did do this request for proposal with a consultant who assisted in putting the proposal together, who's very familiar with the banking industry, and they assist us in evaluating the proposals. So when it came to service scores, JP Morgan Chase was at the top, then West America, then Oak Valley, and then the F&M Bank. The account structure, JB Morgan Chase offers an automated sweep to its U.S. Treasury plus money market mutual funds, which is currently yielding a 4.14%. Fees from JB Morgan offers the lowest cost with a potential of $2,167 per month, while the others range from $2,400 to $3,100. There is significantly higher earnings with external sweep and earning credits allowance.
Tammy, if you can clarify the automated sweeps.
So-
It's up there, it's saying 4.14. I believe in the staff report, I might be wrong. I thought it said 4.89. Can we get clarification on the percentage?
Yeah, so the original proposal, when the proposal was received from Chase Bank, it indicated 4.89.
Okay.
But those rates are affected by what the feds do, and so at the current rate, we're looking at around the 4.14.
So it fluctuated. So
It
today is the
fluctuates.
4.14. Gotcha.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And sorry, follow-up questions. And that's the guarantee for the 5 years that's locked in for the 10 mil balance?
That rate, those rates like that are not a guarantee. As when you're talking about into the money markets or into some kind of investment, it's not a guarantee.
So,
What
so
would-
it'll fluctuate for the next 5 years, correct?
Correct.
So it's not locked into the 4.14?
No,
Gotcha.
it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's based on the market. And then as far as the sweep goes, what Chase is offering is it is an automatic sweep. So at the end of each night, it would sweep our money into their money market account. We would collect interest overnight and then we're back in our bank in the next day. And that is not the way that the other proposals included. The other proposals were potentially into a money market or another interest-bearing account, but those would all need to be manually done. And if you go into a traditional money market, you're limited on how many transactions you can do per month.
And then I'm assuming there's fees associated with doing that, right? Kind of moving.
There would be some fees.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So comparison of proposals for the merchant services, because we did both on the banking side and then our merchant services or our credit card services. We did evaluations on both. So with that, JP Morgan Chase was 375, F&M Bank 359, West America 306, and Oak Valley 251. Direct processing, seamless integration with banking services via payment tech. That's with Chase, and then lower total cost despite marginally higher transaction fees. So Chase had a little bit higher transaction fees, but they had some other lower constant fees that balanced out to make them still more affordable. There is support through them, 24/7 customer support with customizable reports. So our objective, this does support the strategic plan to ensure financial stability. It leverages advanced finance technology to streamline operations, and revenue maximization. It offers tools for superior earning potentials, and then it ensures low operational costs through competitive pricing. So awarding to JP Morgan Chase provides us a unified solution. It combines banking and merchant services for streamlined operations, cost savings, lowest fees, and highest earning potentials among the competitors. Technology superiority, advanced tools for better service integration and efficiency, and a strategic fit. It aligns with the city's goals of financial stability and operational excellence. So again, staff's recommending tonight that the city council authorize the award of the contract for banking and merchant services to JP Morgan Chase. And I'm available for questions. There are representatives here from JP Morgan Chase and F&M Bank, should you have any questions.
Thank you. Are there any council comments or questions?
Okay, so just one for clarification. If I can have staff kind of clarify, there might have been or there was maybe a discrepancy that might have altered one of the scores, but at the end of the day, when those numbers were adjusted, they still kind of fell where the rankings were at. If staff can kind of clarify that.
Sure, I can. We were reached out by one of the banks and wanted clarification on what their proposal entailed. I did go back to our consultant and we worked through it, and it still didn't change the outcome of the recommendation when we took those into consideration.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Are there any public comments?
Mayor, we do have one. Jared Steinberg.
Madam Mayor, Council, good evening. How is everybody? My name is Jared Steinwert. I'm with Farmers and Merchants Bank. I'm an executive out of the Lodi market, but I reside here in the Modesto area. As you brought up some discrepancies in the testing, we have not seen the revised scores to see kind of where that all fell. As we just heard, there's talk of higher earning potential, things of that nature. And the reality is if you were to charge our annual fees and then deploy the average collected balances into our money market, this city would actually be ahead around $7,000 a year. And I think the key point of all this is community. We are a community bank that have been here since the 70s. We support the current local community, and we're talking about an organization that abandoned this community in 2016, closed the doors, and they left. And they left your constituents without a bank to be able to do business with outside of us in West America, Wells Fargo at the time. And now we're looking to move in the best interests of the community back to this organization who does not have local representation. They're out of Fresno, they're out of LA. There's no decision-making here locally, which you'll have an executive locally, a senior vice president locally, Corinne Santos, who I think all of you know, to take care of the city's needs and be able to advance everything that needs to be done within the local community. There's aspects of this proposal process that are interesting to me, such as the 7-mile radius. I've never seen that before in an RFP. We bank the city of Lodi. We bank the city of Livingston. We bank the city of Galt. We have a lot of experience in doing municipal financing and municipal banking. There was no CRA aspect to the grading process on this, which is also very interesting. F&M has an extremely long history of doing a lot of CRA activity into the local communities. Chase's numbers represent California. I'd love to see what their numbers are for here in Riverbank, because they're going to be zero because they don't have a presence here. Out the gate, the city of Riverbank will be doing their business in Modesto at that location, which is 7.4 miles away, until the construction takes place and completes of the Chase down the street here. We're right down the street. We're a little closer. I'd ask to table this for a reevaluation of the proposals to ensure that we're making the best decision for the citizens of this great city, and see if there's something that can be worked out to ensure a community bank aspects being taken place within, this city of Riverbank. Any questions for me?
Questions or comments? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Any other public comment?
Mayor, that is all.
Could we meet the representative from Chase? And I'd love to ask those questions about your commitment to the community.
Good evening, Council. My name is Eric Moradian. I'm a government banker for the JP Morgan Chase Bank. Regarding the question on community, I don't even know where to start on this one. The bank is actually opening a branch in this community just up the road. The branch manager is actually here present tonight as well. We do support community. What we have done in the past, I do not know. What we will do in the future is yet to be shown. We are very committed to working with the city. We are committed to community involvement. We have a dedicated community manager that does sit, unfortunately, in Modesto, but he does cover this area, and he does do things for the community such as credit, education, the importance of banking, the importance of home ownership, and things of that nature. And those are all provided to the city, regardless if you become a bank customer or not. They're available to the entire community of, I should say, Stanislaus County and around. Any other questions?
I have two questions. The first one is, when do you anticipate your branch opening?
That's a great question. I was told by the end of the year, but as we know in construction, that always changes. I believe the official date's the 28th of February.
Oh, this
Could be
is
sooner.
nice.
Could be sooner, but construction is, as we all know, takes time.
My other question is, you will have a manager on site
Absolutely.
that can make actual decisions?
Yes.
Okay.
As
thank
well
you.
as you'll have access to me. I'll be the relationship manager for the city. So the staff of the city would be able to contact me at any time via email, via phone, however they want to contact me, I'll be available. So
Any other comments or questions?
I just would like to ask this.
sure.
Tammy, how confident do you feel with the RFP that you sent out that has addressed all of these issues?
I feel very confident. The consultant that we hired has a great deal of experience, excuse me, in interpreting some of that technology and language in the RFP that we received in the proposals. I feel confident with it. The 7-mile radius was established by me, and that was primarily because of our current struggle with the location of the bank. You know, we wanted to try and keep it local, and we didn't want to get overwhelmed with proposals that we may not even consider. So that is why I reached out to a lot of the banks that were established in the area. Maybe a couple that were in Oakdale or Escalon, inviting them to the proposal, and we got the 4 proposals. So.
And Mayor and Council, to add, the consultant that we used, as we mentioned, is very familiar with the banking services and the industry. Several months ago, the council approved a contract with Meter Investments to take over our investment services. So they provided us guidance not only on the actual evaluation, but on the request for proposal itself, so that we knew exactly what questions we wanted to ask and the information that we needed to make an accurate evaluation. Both Tammy and myself reviewed the proposals as well to ensure that the information being provided was what we needed, so that we could bring forward to you today a recommendation.
Thank you. Did you say the branch manager is here? Do you mind if we meet them?
Sure.
Sorry, I wanted to say hi to you face to face.
Hello. Hi, guys. I'm Nikki Arno, and I'll be the branch manager of the Riverbank Chase. We opened February 25th. It was supposed to be December 10th, but Chase is very family oriented, and we decided that it would not give or allow any of our employees or myself to have time with our families during the holidays. So we're going to kick off the new year in February 25th. And so with what Eric had said about financial health, so we go into elementary schools, high schools, and we talk about financial health and really prepare them for the future. How to use that debit card, how to save. A really fun tool I love to use is, okay, how much are all the bills your parents pay a month? Do you have any idea? Okay, and they don't. And so seeing that realistic and showing them and then welcoming them into the branch and them knowing me by my first name gives them all the confidence in the world. So I was going to introduce myself at the end, but I'm Nikki. So I'm at McHenry in Modesto. I've been with Chase for over 5 years and I'm extremely passionate and I honestly cannot wait to be a part of this community. So it'll be great. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have a council and a community that's very dedicated to each other, and regardless of, you know, the motion that carries, it would be great to build a relationship and see what interests the council members and how Chase can support.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to further comment that with F&M Bank, that Corin's work does not go unnoticed, and I hope that every business that establishes here is as dedicated as she is. And so that also being said, I trust and I know the council has been reading through reports through the transparency of the scale that was established and the my professor had the grades that were given to each one. And so I know that it wasn't a decision that was taken lightly to make that choice for the banking institution that we were going to go with. So with that being said, is there a motion or any other public comments?
No comments, Mayor.
Any last comments?
So just two quick comments. So just because of the earnings credit allowance of the 1.57, that's going to offset the costs, or sorry, offset the fees. These automated daily sweeps that are locked in for 5 years. It's automatic. Really glad that we funded this financial advisor. And so for those two reasons, I'm going to make a motion to approve item 17.1.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Fosse,
Yes.
Councilmember Pimentel,
Yes.
Councilmember Call,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Uribe,
Yes.
Mayor Hernandez.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. All right. So comments and reports. Marisela?
So just a couple of staff comments from me tonight from our Parks and Rec Department. Join us for the annual craft fair and Christmas parade this Saturday, December 14th. The craft fair does start at 3 p.m. and is going to be located on 3rd Street. And the parade begins at 5:30 p.m. on Santa Fe in downtown Riverbank. The tree lighting ceremony and photos with Santa will happen shortly after the parade. A friendly reminder to all that City Hall offices will be closed to the public starting Friday, December 20th, and will reopen Monday, January 6th. Should you have an after-hours public works emergency, please call 209-968-4668 for assistance. The city's hosting its first polar bear plunge, if you're into that, on January 1st at noon. Kick off the new year by washing away 2024 and jumping into the icy cold waters of our community pool located at 7th and Stanislaus. Tickets are $5 with hot chocolate and soup available after the plunge, and take home a trophy for those that survive. The draft housing element, which incorporated information from 11 comment letters received from the public, was submitted to the State Department of Housing and Community Development. The HCD review will last until February 28th, 2025. And from all of the City of Riverbank staff, we would like to wish all of our residents and businesses a happy holidays. That is all.
Thank you. So I'm going to start over here with Vice Mayor Uribe, and I'll put this way.
Thank you, Mayor. So December 16th, I'm going to be hosting a coffee with the Vice Mayor. It's going to be at Perco's It's going to be from 8:30 to 9:30. It's open to the public. Come get a free coffee, chat, or don't chat, whatever. I just like hosting these meetings once in a while. I like being in front of people, just having discussions. This is where we get ideas from, right? I can't think of everything. It's impossible. And so I always like just kind of getting with the public and just I really enjoy those times. Love Riverbank. If you're we are starting those meetings up January 10th at 6 p.m. If you're interested in joining the group and kind of setting the path to the projects in April, and you're looking to be more active in the community, please join us. Just reach out to me. I'll let you know where that's going to be happening. And then just a shout out to the sister cities. I think most of the group took off already. So they're raising funds. They want to send a Riverbank student to Washington, D.C. for a youth summit. They are like $200 away from their goal. Very proud of all the efforts that they've been doing, fundraising, everything. Looking forward to the next process next year and helping select the student so we can give them that experience. And then finally, yeah, just Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Fossey.
I'm excited to be back on council this year. It's going to be a great 4 years. I look forward to serving the constituents in my district. On the website, you'll see my phone number and my email address, but you can also find me on Facebook. I set up a site, Cindy Fossey, City of Riverbank District 2 Council Member. I tried to make it as long as I could. I think I succeeded. If you need to get a hold of me or you have a concern, please call me, email me, but probably Facebook's going to be the easiest way to get a hold of me. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm looking forward to a great 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Pimentel.
I just want to say it's exciting to be here, given to the community. You can find me on Facebook, John C. Pimentel, and reach out to me and let's see what happens in 2025. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Councilmember Call.
So last month, we had the opportunity to host Comedy for a Cause at 108 Sports Lounge. And all of the proceeds from the ticket sales and the fundraising that we did to get raffle prizes, we were able to give over $1,200 to Riverbank Police Services for their Shop with a Cop program, which, Chief, if I'm correct, that's around 3 or 4 kids to be able to shop. So we were really, really excited to do that. It was an honor to do that. And then I too am on Instagram. You can find me Councilwoman Call, pretty easy. And then Facebook and my phone number, I'm going to start plastering it everywhere because I do want to hear from you. Even if you don't live in District 4, I do want to get to know you and shake your hand and say hi, meet your family, know your hobbies. So please reach out because I did see a lot of my Instagram followers tonight who reached out during the campaign trail. So thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Thank you. You'll often see me going from like my laptop to my phone to look at my calendar to my notes to try and recount what the last council meeting, what I've done in between. But I just want to say and take this time to tell everybody thank you. And regardless of where you were in the election, I know all of us are here committed to the city, and I am so excited for the energy. I'm excited to work together. We're here for you all, the residents, and so with anything, any ideas, like was said before, any comments, any constructive criticisms, please feel free to reach out. I know, like the rest of the council, I'm going to be as accessible as possible and using every chance I get to remain committed to the community. So thank you for being here. Every council meeting is just as exciting. So I encourage you to come back and I'll see you at the Polar Plunge on January 1st. So thank you for being here. There is no closed session. So we're going to adjourn this meeting. The next regular council meeting will be on Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. And this meeting is now adjourned.